Because of her draft position, you have to be somewhat concerned about where it is she may be on the roster or not on the roster. Let's go Lucy. More Lucy, please. Iowa, Lucy. The owner sucks, but hey, they got Lucy. Not for long.
The Mystics coach just threw their 23rd pick, Lucy Olsen, under the bus, and the Iowa fan base is not having it. When asked about Olsen's basketball skills, the coach completely avoided mentioning any specific abilities and instead talked about Courtney Williams' mid-range game.
About what he has seen from Olsen thus far. Quote, I think Courtney Williams has shown the world that mid-range game is alive and well.
Imagine being drafted to a team where your coach can't even name one thing you're good at on the court. The Mystics' social media is now flooded with Iowa fans defending Olsen, with her posts getting more engagement than anything else on their page. This situation is getting ugly fast. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what makes a player feel terrible? When their own coach can't name a single basketball skill they're good at. That's exactly what happened to Lucy Olsen. The Mystics coach had the perfect opportunity to hype up their 23rd draft pick during a recent media session, but what came out of his mouth has fans completely baffled.
So the coach gets asked about Lucy Olsen. His first response is to bring up a different player.
Let's break down what actually happened. When directly asked about Olsen's basketball abilities, Coach Johnson completely avoided mentioning any of her on-court skills. Not her shooting, not her passing, not her basketball IQ, nothing about what she actually brings to the court as a player.
But he did not bring up one singular actual basketball skill. Shooting ability, passing, rebounding.
Instead, Coach Johnson went with this lukewarm response. What I say directly in terms of Lucy is work ethic is really high on the high end. I mean, she really puts her time in, which is impressive, which is what's needed at this level, and she has shown an ability to learn fast, and so those two skills bode well for a long career.
Directly in terms of Lucy, his work ethic is really high on the high end. I mean, she really puts her time in, which is impressive.
Did you catch that? The only two skills he mentioned were work ethic and learning quickly. That's like someone asking what makes your favorite restaurant good and you saying, well, they open on time and the staff is punctual. What about the food? What makes this even worse is that Olsen was an absolute offensive weapon during her college career at Iowa. She showed versatile scoring ability that made her stand out, but apparently none of that registered with her new coach. It's almost like he didn't watch any of her college games.
Because it seems to me, after comments from the coach, I got to tell you, these comments are not flattering.
Think about how other coaches talk about their rookies. They'll gush about their shooting range, praise their defensive instincts, or highlight their court vision. They actually talk about, basketball skills. But for Olsen, just comments about her character and work habits. The timing is especially bad, considering Olsen was drafted 23rd overall. Reports suggest her draft position might have been affected by not being a knockdown three-point shooter.
Because of her draft position, you have to be somewhat concerned about where it is she may be on the roster or not on the roster.
So instead of building her confidence by highlighting the offensive skills she does have, the coach reinforces what she supposedly lacks by not mentioning any basketball abilities at all. Imagine being in Olsen's shoes, hearing your coach pivot to talking about Courtney Williams' mid-range game when asked specifically about your skills. That's exactly what happened.
Not pulling away from Lucy in any shape or form. It's just got to be a shot she makes at a high level, which Courtney does.
A complete sidestep that must have been incredibly awkward and demoralizing for a rookie trying to establish herself. That dismissive moment from Coach Johnson might have left Olsen feeling invisible, but it made her more visible than ever to the fans who actually watched her play. A single post featuring Lucy in a Mystics jersey instantly became their most viewed content ever. You heard that right, the most viewed. That's not just fan loyalty, that's a business revolution the Mystics ownership can't afford to ignore.
Let's go Lucy. More Lucy, please. Iowa, Lucy. The owner sucks, but hey, they got Lucy. Not for long.
The Iowa fan base isn't playing around. They've essentially staged a digital takeover of the Mystics' social media accounts, and the results are shocking. Posts featuring Olsen are generating 2 to 3 times more engagement than anything else the team puts out. When was the last time you saw a 23rd pick dominate a team's social presence like this? Probably never. Look at the comment sections on any Mystics post featuring Lucy. They're absolutely flooded with supportive messages like Big Lou, Go Lucy Go, and fans practically begging the team to capitalize on Lucy's fan base.
Sometimes they don't understand, hey, we've been dealt a particular player that obviously has a massive following. We better make a point.
These aren't just casual fans dropping by. This is an organized movement of supporters who followed her collegiate career and are now bringing that same passion to the pro level. What's fascinating is how the fans are directly countering the coach's narrative. While Johnson couldn't name a single basketball skill, Iowa supporters are filling in those blanks with detailed breakdowns of her offensive arsenal. They're essentially doing the coach's job for her, highlighting exactly what makes Lucy special on the court. This isn't just about defending a player they love. The Iowa fan base is sending a crystal clear business message to the Mystics organization. Lucy Olsen is a golden opportunity you're failing to recognize. When thousands of engaged fans show up overnight for a rookie, smart franchises pay attention. Every comment, every share, every view translates to potential ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and brand growth. The Mystics owner should be looking at these numbers and recognizing that Olsen isn't just another draft pick. She's huge business for this franchise.
And it makes me wonder, it sounds like a coach that has already made a decision about this athlete.
Other WNBA teams have successfully leveraged player popularity into expanded fan bases and increased revenue. The blueprint is there, but the question remains whether Washington's leadership will recognize what's happening before their eyes. Iowa basketball fans have proven time and again that they follow their players to the professional level with unwavering support. They're not just casually interested, they're invested, vocal, and ready to support. The digital evidence is overwhelming. Lucy Olsen brings far more than just her basketball talents to Washington. She brings an army of supporters who are already proving their value through unprecedented social media engagement. Let's talk about what's really happening with the Mystics organization here. Owner Sheila Johnson's comments about Caitlin Clark show a concerning pattern. She thinks the entire WNBA should have been on that Time magazine cover instead of just Clark.
Time magazine Athlete of the Year, and they put Caitlin Clark on the cover. And the Mystics owner said, well, they should have put the entire WNBA on there instead of Caitlin Clark.
This mindset reveals exactly why they're missing the boat with Lucy Olsen. Smart franchise owners understand that star power drives business. You build around marketable players and let them shine. The Mystics seem stuck in old school thinking, potentially squandering Lucy's fan base and offensive talents. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about whether this franchise understands modern sports business. The solution's right in front of them, wearing number 3.